If you guys saw the movie review Gettysburg from last week, one thing I said is that, you know what, I'm gonna make a video about not ma- did I say make a video? Well, I said that I gotta start watching a full week of Tom Berenger movies, and I did just that. So the first one I had to go with was even though I started with Gettysburg, even though it wasn't planned that way, because I mostly did it because I was dedicating a whole week watching Jeff Daniels movies, but Tom Berenger, he does a good job in Gettysburg as well. But in terms of this week, I started with Major League. Um, Major League is my favorite baseball movie of all time, and I really like Tom Berenger as Jake Taylor in this movie. He's the catcher. He's the vocal leader of that clubhouse, and it's no secret because if you watch part two, he took over for Lou after Lou went down with a heart attack. So he became the interim manager for the Indians in part two. Part two is not as good as part one, but anything with Tom Berenger, I'll watch it because he's that good. I like his stoic demeanor. Um, and he's a guy that could do it anything. He could play as a manager, coach, detective, Western films. He's very versatile, very versatile. So Major League was the first one, and I have it on DVD. So Platoon was another movie that I saw this week from Tom Berenger. And Platoon, him playing as Sergeant Barnes, it is arguably the best performance of his career. He won a Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actor. I feel that the scene where he killed the grandmother, the Vietnamese grandmother, then he threatened to kill the granddaughter. I feel that was the strongest, most heartbreaking um scene of the movie, in my opinion. And that was the best scene that Tom Berenger had in that movie. So he also got nominated for an Oscar. Some people argue that he should have won. But hey, at least he got nominated. So, but Platoon is such a magnificent film. Directed by, oh my God, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. He is Mr. NYU, Mr. Makes war films time after time. Oliver Stone, there we go. Oliver Stone. You see, of course, it was gonna come back to me. But yeah, Major League Platoon. Someone to Watch Over Me is a new one that I never seen from him before, and that movie came out in 1987. The movie was shot in many different areas, California, um, the East Side, Upper East Side of New York, that I took notice, especially the street scenes. So I love watching movies, especially classic ones that shows the classic New York streets. But yeah, Someone to Watch Over Me, he plays as Detective Mike Keenan. And this movie is about a detective who protects and looks after a wealthy woman, which is Claire Gregory. And she is a witness in a murder trial. So things get pretty intense and escalates when the detective and this woman become romantically involved. So, but it's a good movie directed by the great Ridley Scott. Lorraine Bracco, I like her in this movie. She plays as Mike Keegan's wife. But yo, that scene where where she punches um her husband um in the nose. Oh my God, I did not see that coming, but boy, what that was hardcore. Lorraine Bracco, I liked her in this movie. And the reason she did that is because she found out what her husband has been doing um with this woman. But and the fact that at the end she killed the villain, um bravo Lorraine Bracco. Love it. Uh The Substitute. I'm not entirely sure if I remember watching that movie before, but I am so happy that I saw it and I found it on Tubi. God bless Tubi. Three movies. The Substitute is a film that came out in 1996. Tom Berenger plays as Jonathan Shale. He's a mercenary and a Vietnam veteran. He returns to Miami and he becomes a substitute teacher for his fiance's high school. So she had to step out because of injury. I think it was something to do with her kneecap. I'm forgetting, but he became the substitute teacher, and he was constantly investigating what's going on in the school. And his mission is to clean up the crime infested school by taking down the principal, who is shady as hell. The principal, Claude Roll, played by Ernie Hudson. Every time I think about Ernie Hudson, I think about Ghostbusters. And then you have a young Mark Anthony who plays as a villain. He plays the role as Lacaz. So Claude Roll, Lacaz, and many more, they're all in cahoots in terms of dealing with drugs and, just giving the school a very bad name, a bad reputation. The fact that you have a principal behind all of this, that's scary. And this was, and I can't even fathom, going to high school back in the 80s and 90s when it was a very much hostile environment. But Jonathan Shale, with a little bit of help of one of his students, and other guys as well that he knows, were able to take down all of these bad guys. And like I said, a young Mark Anthony was 27 when he was part of this movie. And again, one of the things that I disagree with is that if you're playing a high school student, I like, for you to play your regular age. I don't want you to be 25, 30 years old playing a 17, 18-year-old high school role. But that's just always, that's how the industry has always done things. It's more about the look than about the age. And I get that. But Mark Anthony, he nails the role in this movie. Um, Sharon Corley, I remember him the most for the movie New Jersey Drive. So the fact that I saw him in this movie was pretty interesting. But The Substitute, I like it. I like it. I know that the critics didn't give it much of a high review or didn't like it as much, but me personally, I felt that it was an interesting, enjoyable action slash thriller movie. And Tom Berenger, without him in this movie, I mean, Ernie did his thing, Mark Anthony did his thing, but it was Tom Berenger. He was the engine, the soul, the heart and soul of the movie. So, and you have Luis Guzman, who's in this movie as well. Um, so yeah, some pretty recognizable faces are in this movie. But yeah, God bless Tubi for that. What other movie I saw from Tom Berenger this week? I saw two more, but I didn't get to complete it yet. I will sometime soon, but so far I just wanted to talk about um those four movies that I saw completely this week. Major League Platoon, Someone to Watch Over Me, and The Substitute. The ones that I haven't finished yet are Junction Boys, which I haven't seen that in a long time ago. Is an ESPN film. And I remember Tom Berenger, he killed it in that movie as a football head coach. Thankfully, it's on YouTube. Another one, it's a Western film with Danny Trejo on it. I forgot the name of it, but I gotta finish that one as well. And there's another one on Tubi that is a comedy movie, and I think he plays as a Navy SEAL or a sergeant. Um, it's a comedy movie, but I need to finish that as well. But Tom Berenger, he's a guy that can do everything: stage, film, TV, um, but mostly um, but mostly theater and film. he's had success, especially in the 80s and 90s. Film-wise, 80s and 90s. But yes, Tom Berenger, talented actor. And I like the interview that he did with Larry King before he passed away. And he said that he doesn't see a sequel happening for Major League. Um, he likes independent films, independent stories, and he doesn't live in Hollywood, which I respect. He lives in South Carolina. So I admire experienced, established artists that don't settle for the Hollywood life and they go elsewhere, they step away from the distraction. And he said that he has even told Charlie Sheen, whom he worked with in Platoon and Major League, that he should leave Hollywood, that he should, move somewhere else. So I like that he gave him that advice. But Tom Berenger, um, good actor, and these films are phenomenal. Anything with him, I'll watch it. He's currently 74 years old right now, which is hard to believe. But the man just keeps going. He keeps going. And there were other movies that he was in, like Inception, um, The Big Chill, which I haven't seen in a minute. I think it was like last year that I saw it. And The Big Chill, if I remember correctly, it was one of those scripts that kept getting denied by Hollywood, but I'm glad that they were able to make that movie happen. Um, but yeah, that's all I have for you guys. It was a fun week watching Tom Berenger films. I might watch some more, who knows, and extended. But but yeah, I like dedicating a whole week watching a specific director, writer, or actor. It just makes things so much fun. So thank you for watching this video. Hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, be safe and may God bless you all.